Good evening, guys. Welcome to stream. So, starting a new park. Even though I said I wouldn't do it. Even though I said I would build another park, but a smaller park. So, we'll see what's going to transpire on this one. But, here we are. So, basically, I've started on the transit system. Just basically modelling it not being usable. Reason being is because of the queue lines and the exits. It's a bit of a pain. Plus, you can't set these level with the ground, so you get the curb effect. So I'm not sure what to do with that one. So I may remodel that subject to how we've done it. But basically, we're in scenario mode, and the peeps are coming out just from down here. So coming out of the subway. Obviously, you've got the city in the background. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a link up there. And then I've just kind of bordered them out with a bit of, plaster, basically. And then I thought to myself, do you know what? I love the tramways that they have at Disney with the way they do the car parking. So I thought, do you know what? Let's do an isolated system like they do over there. And we've gone with that. And we're just working our way around here really to the entrance plaza. So that's where we are. In respect of park layout, at the moment, all I've done is this. There's nothing else to the park at the moment. There's no plan. I'm thinking possibly a studio's look, and then each ride will be underground. So we could have one down here, one there, and one down here, all underground, which will help with the way that the game runs as well, because we're separating it again out into those quarters. So, and then we just have a car park up top with a load of buildings and kind of like a, I don't know, 50s style street area. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure where I'm going with it. But at the minute, we've kind of gone with this, which I think looks quite cool. So hopefully by the end of stream today, we'll be worked up to the entrance and maybe even start the entrance, subject to how bored I get with this. But we will see. So at the moment, I'm just laying down the kind of walkway paving slabs. It doesn't really make sense because the peeps, they're walking down the road, which is a bit odd. But we'll figure something out. Because you have to have that distance apart, because that's the smallest circle at which it turns. And then obviously you need a gap between. And then I've just made these little fake stops here and over the other side just to make them, and put some, I don't know, block sections in there, etc. They just stop for a few seconds. I've just got to line up the barrier to them. See, the one over the way does as well. They should both stop. That one should stop as well. No, it won't, because it's on the other line. So what I've actually done is overlap them slightly as well. So let's just see how... Oh, there we go. It moves in time. That's good. And then what should happen? You have two lanes as they come through. So the one bypasses and the other one stops. So I think that's quite cool, actually. That looks really good. Whether or not we go up to 3 cabs, I'm not sure. Problem is you can't put them in open, so you can't do any of the timings because I haven't done any of the queue work. It's just such a pain. If I do, let me just show you what I mean by it. If I grab that station, just amend it to this side. Done. Try and add an entrance. You'll see what I mean. So basically, I've got this level with the ground. You can't go any lower with this, otherwise it goes red and it doesn't allow you to do anything with it. So the queue line has to be like that. No matter how you do it. I've tried pushing it in and having the queue come out, and it still will not sit flush on the ground. So you have to have like a 4 meters worth of this to cover that up. So I'm kind of going without it, basically. So it's just there for effect, which is pretty cool. I think that works quite well. So yeah, we've just got a line. We'll pause it actually as that's there. So we'll just amend. So we want one and that one to be kept. Get rid of that one. That one. bit of track. Let's do this one. Can't be. Because there they are. Right. Let's do those. And test. Right. Okay. Right, okay. Sorted. There you go, nice and tidy. So, we're just going to follow this all the way around here now. And all the way around there. And then do all the gating. So yeah, all good fun. do hope everybody's having a good day. Or had a good day. Wherever you are in this world. Hey Gary, how you doing, buddy? You good? Long time no see. Hope you're well, my friend. All good, mate. All good. Back in work, which is good. It's tough, but it's good fun. Working at Tesco's, filling night shelves for the morning. It's all good fun. Good money for the hours. So, yeah. It's just take me a couple of days to get over it. 4 days on, 3 days off. Sorted. Does the job perfectly. There we go. So how cool it is. I mean, is that looking pretty cool or not? I mean, just as a start, and then obviously you'll have rows of car parks coming off to the side. And then you'll come round to the entrance. It's a bit like, I guess, Hollywood Studios in Florida, in a way. But yeah, so the cool thing about this is the way I'm going to do this is kind of have it probably a little bit like a studios park of sort. We're going to have 4 to 5 major rides that can be underground, overground, however I decide to do them and what themes we decide to go, I'm not too sure. But at the same time, we can have a couple of coasters up top going around the back, if you know what I mean, like a backlot kind of coaster thing going on. It could be quite special by the end of it, I think, if that's the route we go. That's kind of the only forward planning I've had. I just literally, I started building, I thought I'll go in scenario mode, and I thought I'll put the spawn points wherever I wanted, and then I just started playing around, and I thought, you know what, I really fancy a tram system in the car park that actually moves, and that's kind of what we're just working on here. Which then will obviously dictate how we do the parking structure. I'm not too sure whether to do the little car ride, have that kind of going around. I'm not too sure. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Actually, maybe something better with this. Actually, what I could do is get rid of these stations and do them just come off, go into a building or something, and have the actual station inside the theme park. Well, the floor plan is going to be basically, well, I can amend the border because we're in scenario mode, but you know, not too big, but basically kind of that area there, because kind of what I want to do is have the city in the backdrop as to the reason why the entrance is kind of where it is. At least then you'll have something protruding over the buildings or whatever we decide to do. But that's kind of, you know how I build. I don't plan, I just build. And that was kind of, this came up out of my head yesterday. Just thought, you know what, let's use, the real point behind this was the subway things. And I thought actually they were quite cool with the city. You get the subway to the theme park. I thought it was quite cool. And I just wanted to be able to do my own scenario, what do you call it, spawn points for a change, instead of having them have to come, because I think originally they come out over here. So I've just made it a little bit different. You know, car park's just going to be here, and basically here, and then we may have another lake just around here. I don't know, it depends on what we do and how we do it. But the entrance will be, you know, we'll have a building come up to about here, just kind of a berm building fascia really as you come around the side. But what I'm going to try and do with this park is have it as real as possible. So all the buildings will have guttering on them, and you'll have behind the scenes access and all that kind of stuff. So it may not be as big as the parks I've done before, but it will be as highly detailed. That's the reason why I kind of want to get this to look right. So what I was thinking was taking the stations out and just having it kind of I don't know, actually we could do a proper station here, I guess, and basically just have it go around on a loop and have them stop where I want them to stop, to make it look as though people are getting off. At least then you've got people going round on it instead of it looking like a test module. Because the problem is I can't open it unless I connect an entrance and a exit to it. And the problem is they look poo and it doesn't give the right look. I kind of wanted to go for the clean look, as if you are literally there pulling up and getting on and off. So that might actually be the answer, to actually do a proper station here. And then I can get rid of this station. Yeah, let's do that. What is going on? Set that as a pull-up point. 2 carriages, go. And then we can actually turn this one into a station. So if I bring the path around a bit, we can then make it look a little bit better than it is. Plus, with having a station open, we'll be able to time these better as well. And we'll be able to have 4 or 5 on the track. Be quite cool. Well, we'll sort them out another day. At least we've got an idea for that now, so I just got to remember to build a station of sort here for that, which we can do quite easily. It's looking good though. I like it. I quite like the way it. Where's that sitting now? That's pretty much perfect. That'll do. Yeah. The only issue is you can't grab one of these to be them. So if we actually do 4, see what happens. Now obviously they don't move this fast, it's in fast forward mode, so hopefully once they get these 15-second breaks. Ah, oh, there's another one there. What's going on? Sort that out. So that kind of breaks them up a little bit there. And then you imagine if they were full of people, that would look so cool. It's getting there now. It's getting there. I'm kind of so happy the Magic Kingdom was done though. Funny thing was yesterday I actually went around it and done a low. Ooh, clippage. Okay, so we've got to amend this anyway. So we need to get that to the other one. Is it stopping again? So it must be. Oh, on earth. Right. See if it'll stop. So it won't stop. So now if I click do that, this bit we actually need to was it's why can't that make that corner? Why? Right, that should do that then. Should now bypass around there. Hey Jeff, how you doing, buddy? So we'll just let them do a full cycle, see what happens. No worries, buddy. Just fiddling around with the entrance plaza to the new park, so hopefully this goes around them. Yes, it does. Perfect. That then goes in, that bypasses that. There we go. Oh, uh-oh. Sorry for any feedback, guys. I have my volume on my phone. Okay, we've got to sort that out. What we could do actually is have that as a point as well, because then it shows two people, two thingies stopping. We do need to do though 15. It's already 15. Done. See what happens. It's still doing it. Very strange. Doing it double there as well. Why? Bloody game, I tell you. Hopefully that sorts that out then. Now I've got a feeling I'm going to have the same issue with this here, with it having to do the ramp down from this entrance. Oh, why'd you do this? So it won't let me know because this bit of track is going through here. Ugh. See what I mean? Can't put it any lower than that. It's literally as low as it will go. It just spoils the look so bad. Get rid of that. I hate it. I absolutely hate it. This... probably more than likely going to be a big project, yeah. Honestly, Jeff, I don't quite know yet. In all seriousness, my only view is what I want to do is make it a bit smaller than I have done. But this is going to be more of a pure realism kind of park. So what you're going to have, proper, ticket booths, entrance into a main street of sorts. Whether I'm going to do it as a studios park or something like that, I don't quite know yet. I've got that vibe, I guess, a studios kind of park. I think that would quite look cool with that in the background. You get some quite good shots from it over here. But my thoughts are kind of like 1 ride underground here, 2 ride underground there, 3 ride underground there, 4 underground ride there, a couple of coasters up top and some flat rides basically, but just try and make it cohesively themed. A bit like Magic Kingdom was to the Magic Kingdom. Whether this will be, it's definitely not going to be another Thunderland park, because I'm not going against my word. I have finished the Thunderland series now. There's no more than that one unless I call it Thunderland Studios, but it's me going against my word there, isn't it? There, so I don't know. I was just sitting there the other day. I'm very tired after the night work, and I kind of sat there and I thought, do I want to continue doing the blueprint park? Yes, but it's trying to find the time to do the blueprints or find the blueprints so that I'm not doing it online with you guys. So why can I not open this now? Why is it incomplete? Oh, that bit. No. There. Here. Here. Let's do that one as the stop point. Should be done and open, and then we can make it free. Hey. So I'm playing in scenario mode at Thunderland London Fan Studios. Yeah, that'd be funny. Didn't think of that one. But where are we? So now can we change? Yes, right. Okay, so we don't want 60 seconds. We want 25 seconds, 26 seconds, moment 0 departure. That's fine. Enabled, done. Any load, sorted. So I'll cover all this up. I'll make an awning for this and everything, make it look a little bit more kind of with it. People are actually going on it. Interesting. We're getting tons of people to go on this. Quality. No worries, dude. Catch you soon. Thanks for joining the stream. It's appreciated, mate. So they're all going to want to go on that. Oh. That works now. That stops in the station. That one will do the same. This one will park up. That one will go round. Please say the timing's right. It's not typical. We need to be a little bit longer than that. 28, 29. 1 second delay in that. That's a shame you can't get them to get off at the waypoints. That'd be so cool. And yes, I could put stations in, but you'd have to have all this on every single station. It just doesn't look right. Just need to make sure that when this one stops there, then goes round. And the other reason why I've doubled it up is just to make it look a bit busier in respect of what's actually going on. So you only have one physical stop, but they go round a number of times. So like now this, we need an extra second, no, second less delay. No, back to the station, take off that, done. And it's so full, it's full, quality. Getting off, getting straight back on. Literally. Can we stay on, please? Last ride of the day. I think that looks so good. The fact that they're using it now as well works well. So it's a good start. Just want to make sure they're not clipping at all when they come back round here. He's going to come back round now. Right as that one comes. Oof. How can we stop that from happening? I guess we can put another waypoint here and a stop, couldn't we? Yes. Off, on. Do a waypoint. Do it here. Waypoint. Just need to stop that. Do it there. Right. Test. Fast forward. Or just open, actually. Fast forward. Come on, guys. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Again, it looks very, very Disney-fied, but it works. Does the job. Got a security car. Police. Cones. Right. Let's just make sure adding that doesn't cause further issues. Okay, so we actually got to do that again. Stop. And that one. No, it's that one. Is that to 12? Done. Sorry, guys. Trial and error. Trial and error. So how's everybody's day been anyway? Everyone having a good time? Or had a good time? Perfect timing. Look at that. Yes. Okay, it's only make believe. It's only to make it look as though there's people going back and forth to the car park, but it works. It works. And it works pretty well, to be honest with you. Do a bit of real time. Hi, Callum. Welcome to the channel, dude. Well, I'm your #1 builder to watch how to build in this game in respect of making it work. The game is not great, but it's dependent on how you use it and how you build and what you do. Use as bigger pieces as possible. Not so many little pieces, only reason being that bugs the game out. No custom media, no custom audio, bugs the game out. And try not to use too much Theme Maker Toolkit, as it bugs the game out. Try not to have more than 1,500 guests in your park, because it bugs the game out. Dependent on your setup, on graphics card and CPU, if you've got that to hand, Callum, I can let you know where you'll be able to build to in respect of overall piece count. I can give you an idea there, dude, if that would help. But yeah, the game is on an old engine, which basically, how do you put it, is really bad. There's nothing else really to say. Studios, Florida. Just want the entrance. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to use a bit of imagery for this, because what I want to try and do is create I don't know what you want to call it, that Hollywood Studios entrance style kind of look to it from the front of the park, the entrance bit. It's kind of what I kind of want it to look like. So you got a nice 770 and then a 1650, 16 gig of RAM. You could probably build, I'm just trying to think, 60. When I first started, this will give you an idea of what you can build to, because I don't know Intel CPUs. So my first setup, I had an AMD FX 6300 and a 970 RX 970 card, and I could build up to about 40,000 pieces before it started to lag out. So when you look at my early builds, they're quite small, but they're small because I built to the size of my computer till the game started bugging out, basically. And then I can't select any of these, can I? No. Then I upgraded the graphics card and the CPU. CPU went for an FX 8350 and a 1070 Super, if I remember rightly, 1070 Super. And that got me to about 65,000 pieces. I then upgraded my computer to the Ryzen 3600 XT5, Ryzen 5, which is what I'm still running now, and the same graphics card, and I upgraded the RAM to, I think it was 16 gig at 3200, which led me to get to about 80,000 pieces. Then I upgraded my graphics card and my RAM, 32 gig RAM, and graphics card went to a 2060 Super, which pretty much made the last park, Thunderland Adventure Valley, got me to 100,000 pieces, and I was at about 17 frames a second. So I could have built more, but if I'd have done more, I wouldn't have enjoyed it, and other people wouldn't have enjoyed it, and the reviews look great of it. So I'm just hoping the later park, which was built on this setup, which again is the Ryzen 5 3600 XT, with 32 gig of RAM running at 3200 megahertz. That does make a big difference. So, you know, cheapest way of upgrading a computer is upgrading the RAM. You get higher RAM, that makes a big difference to the way the computer works. But then I was lucky enough to treat myself back in March to a new graphics card. And I did go for the 6950 XT AMD. But within a 6-week period, both HDMI and DPI ports failed on both cards. Not a cooling issue, everything was fine. They just kept frying themselves basically on the actual port when I was playing in 4K. So it's very, very strange. It was absolutely fine in 1080p, but you go for long periods of time in 4K and it messes the graphics card up. So I reluctantly then spent considerably more amount of money on a 4080, and that's what you're seeing today. So the next step, once YouTube gets qualified and we're earning money, towards the end of next year, I think I'll upgrade to an AM5 setup, which will increase this. I mean, I can build... I could probably build, if I wanted to about 200,000 pieces, but it would be about 10 to 15 frames a second for me, and then it would be just a lag for everybody else. So there's no point going that far. But it's also how you build your parks, how you make the parks feel. What you want to try and do is not have like an entrance building that is 10,000 pieces, because every time wherever you are in the park, you look this direction, you're loading up 10,000 pieces. So the way I build my parks, you'll notice this is going to be a little bit different. But the last two parks, as you go round, everything is to the left. So you're always looking out of the park, but you've got what ride it is in front of you. Now, the reason for this is because when you're looking at it, all you're processing is what's in the picture, not your 75,000 pieces behind you. So whenever you go around my parks, even if you go to the right, you're always looking out of the park. So you've only got what's in front of you processing through the computer. As to the reason why people have been able to enjoy my parks, and that's not to sound big-headed, that is just knowledge of the game and how the game runs. But then saying that, you can put 5 big rides in, 5 flat rides, and do 2, like I think Wix's park showed it. I did a spotlight couple of weeks ago now, and I was so surprised that it was 117,000 pieces, just shy, but I was getting 27 to 30 frames a second. I was blown away. But the reason for that is because they only had 5 coasters and about 6 flat rides. They didn't have 21 coasters and 50 flat rides, you know. Again, you have to weigh up what you're using. I found out something new the other day, which I'll share with you all. When I was recording the video for Thunderland, I got rid of all the staff. So all the shop staff, there's none of them in the park. And I've done that on the blueprint as well. So when you download the blueprint on the Thunderland Magic Kingdom, there are no staff apart from 3 mechanics, 3 security guards, 3 entertainers, and 3 bin men. And it gave me 3 frames a second better because I got rid of 190 staff. So it's just 190 less things that the bad engine of this game has to run. So again, it uplifts the FPS. So one thing that makes a big difference to the game, which I've noticed, is what screen you use the game on. Now, I'm using it on a 1080p, and I've got 75 hertz, and at the moment, this will be like this up till about 60,000 pieces. Now, when I put Thunderland on my ultra-wide screen, which is 4K, and set it up in 4K, that's 100 megahertz, and I got better frames per second on the 4K than I did on the 1080. How weird is that? But I struggle to record in 4K because of the software I have. So especially trying to get the ultra wide format into normal 16:9 format, it just messes up every time I try and play with it. And if I try and record it in a 16:9 format, the screen then goes down to 60 megahertz, which then lags the game out. So there are a number of factors with this game that come into performance. So when people say it's just crap, it's only crap if you do the opposite to what I said, basically. And it's so easy to do. It's so easy to make a main street here and use 30,000 pieces to build it. But the way you do it is use as bigger pieces as possible. and then you limit the amount of pieces you use. There's the one thing that got me the other day, and the guys, is this one thing here. I'll just go to a blueprint, and I grab, what one was it, guys? It was those 3 fascia things, wasn't it? It was, where is it? This one here. So this is a lovely blueprint, but this is precisely how you do not build in Planet Coaster. So this here is 3 fronts of 3 different buildings. That is it. Nothing else, no interiors, no nothing. That's 2,000 pieces. And the reason why it's 2,000 pieces is because each one of these is one tiny little small wooden bracket. Now, we established in the blueprint park, that we're still working on, that taking that out, that one roof, and that, and these bits down here that they've used all individual pieces to try and do stuff, and this roof here, took that down to 1,000. 1,000. So this is what I'm trying to say. So when you build, okay, build with big pieces, not these tiny little pieces, because the thing that really annoys me about this, watch this. Oh, look, it's got no roof. It's disappeared. Oh, no. But the computer's still trying to process those 500 pieces they've used for 2 roofs. And I don't mean to sound pessimistic, and I don't mean to shoot people down, and I don't mean to do anything like that. But what's the point of doing it if that's what happens? Because it looks terrible. So I get it. It looks good from this angle. Okay. But how often do you stand there and go, oh, look at that building. Yeah, I really like that. Yeah. I really like that. You never do that. You're just like, yep, that's cool. Yep, it's a bake shop. Love it. Yep, cool. And then you're on to the next thing. 2,000 pieces for 5 seconds of looking at. It's not needed. So that's kind of what I mean. So if you then start to put 4 or 5 of those just around here, you're already at 10 to 15,000 pieces before you've even done anything else. And yeah, like I said, I don't mean to sound grumpy, argumentative, or anything like that. But at the end of the day, if you build right in this game is good for you. It's cut and dry for that for me, unfortunately. Or fortunately, depending on how you look at it. Because I've proven that the game's not a bad game. You just have to build to how the game works. And once you understand how the game works, you end up with what I do. And that's obvious in the videos that I've done from the beginning. If you have a look at my very first build that I released, it was Project Pier. So I built an English traditional pier kind of thing, which was about 25,000 pieces. Hey, Corsite, how are you? Welcome to the channel. Thanks for joining. We're just starting a new park here. I don't mean to be rabbiting on, but I was just helping Callum. He's undecided on buying the game because people are saying there's issues. There's only issues if you make issues, my man. So, you know, I could show you all the stuff that I've done over the years if you wanted to, and you can see what I mean by the development of my computer, but the development of how I use the game as well. Is it a waste of money? If you are a creative person and you enjoy sitting there clicking away like I do, making things look real, making them look the best you can, you'll love it. If you've loved SimCity, City Skylines, Sims, Roblox or anything like that, you'll love it. It's just understanding how the game works. That's all it is, guys. But the more and more you look at certain builds, you know, you can build end to end to end to end, but I guarantee you, it won't work properly. It will look okay, but you'll only be able to put about 100,000 pieces down. If you put about 15 coasters in, you're just killing the engine. So you want a maximum of 12 coasters, 2 water rides, and about 10 flat rides, and a couple of transport rides. That's the maximum you want to go to if you've got a half decent setup. I'm just trying to think where the i7 770 sits in the Ryzen range, because I'm just looking at what your graphics card there. Obviously, you got the 1650. I had the, what did I have? 1070. I don't know where that sits. I think that's a comparable card if I remember rightly, considering the 1070 was a bit older. So I reckon you'll probably be able to build to 75,000 pieces if you enjoy it. But you only want to be putting about 9 coasters in, 7 or 8 flat rides, a couple of transport rides, and then really about 70,000 pieces, probably, Callum. About where you want to be, buddy. But let's start getting this done, because here we are, castinating as usual, guys. As usual. Never actually doing any building. But thanks for joining the stream, guys. It is appreciated. Not sure where you are all in the world, but in the UK it's 10 to 11 at night. Don't worry. It's nowhere near my bedtime nowadays. As I realised yesterday evening, I went to bed. Didn't get to sleep till gone 4:30 in the morning. So, yeah, getting used to these old night shifts now, which is good. Whether that's going to make me an absolute recluse or not, I'm not too sure. I doubt it. But this is my bugbear. You see, no, I'm not sure if I should do this. You lose their feet a bit, but it makes it a bit more immersive, at least. So frustrating. Okay. use the slimmest ones. Okay, so I'm trying to build as economically as possible. So like here, line them up as close as you can so that you don't have to put too many in, you know, like have it half, half, half. Because again, it just saves on piece count. But obviously sometimes you'll have to double up because of the length of everything. So, what I'm thinking is... separate that. Do that. Sales. That's the other thing as well. Yeah. So what I was going to use was an 8-meter piece of concrete, but I totally forgot to put 8-meter and for some reason clicked on 4. So again, even though it is a theme maker toolkit, you're using 4 times the amount of pieces in one piece. So you save 4 by using 1. So again, it just stops the game from lagging out. But again, it's just being economical with the building, really. No, you really don't. And you don't want to be making 3,000 piece roofs. No. I mean, if you look at that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So 16, 24, 32, and some uprights. Nice. Why is that doing that? That's weird. I guess what we could do. Corner. What do we reckon? What on earth is going on here? Coming together. Hey KE, welcome to the stream, dude. How you doing? You good? We are just more making a, I guess you'd say it's a porcochet, I guess. Awning, just for this kind of entrance plaza just here. Porcochet. That's how you say it. I never get it right. What do I want to do? I want to go. Hey, Gary. A short video on circular roofs? Yeah, well, I could do it now for you if you want, buddy. Interesting one, circular roofs, because it's really down to how you want the detail to be. Let me just... finish this little bit off. So round roof. Okay. Right. Round roof. Okay. It's the... Oof. Do you know what? The last round roof I built was Space Mountain, I think. It's easier to demonstrate how to do an inside one. So, if you wanted to do a ceiling as a dome, or just like a one like that, for instance, let's go to beams, wood. I'll just quickly show you guys. So, we go for these columns. So, you always have to try and keep it on the same axis. So, when you're doing this, what you want to do is, let's do smaller ones actually to make it look a little bit. So, I always try and do it on a 15-degree axis. Only reason being is it stays in the same line then. So, if you want it slightly sloped, and then if you just, oh, excuse me. And then if we do the next one, this will be one fairly big interior roof, but obviously you can go at 30-degree angles if you wish to, or you don't have to have it this steep at all, and you can do as you please. But the easiest way to do it is to build one side. So if we kind of want to make that the kind of point in our... No, we'll do one more just to show you. So literally, there we go. So now what I use is the 2-meter pieces, and again keeping it on an axis, and then what you want to do is you just want to line them up to how much wood you want protruding. Okay, and you want to do that on every one. And then again just raise it up so it's connected. Takes time, guys. It's not a simple process, but it's a simple process once you built the first element, should we say. And then what you also want to be thinking of whilst you're doing it is kind of how you want to decorate it. So, you know, do you want stuff on the inside here? But then the thing you have to remember is this is kind of like a triangular shape, if you know what I mean? Because it's depending on how many sections you duplicate around. So let's say we just want it like that. We don't want any decoration, but we also, what we want to do is kind of cover off the bottom, because obviously you would then have a wall going straight or a flat ceiling coming off the bottom of it. So in that instance, what we want to do is grab that piece and then grab the long one, and we want to rotate that 90, sorry. And then we also want to line it up the best we can. But what we also want to do is rotate it by 15, because that then is horizontal to the rest of it. So that's kind of where I'd put that. So this obviously is an interior of a roof, but it works the same way for the exterior. But you have to be a little bit more detailed with that. It's a difficult one to explain. So we grab the whole lot and then make sure you're on a 45-degree angle and then turn it 180. And then you want to line it up to where you want it to be. What you might want to do is put like a, I don't know, chandelier type fixture or something there. So you may want to have it open a little bit. It may be determined by the width of your building. It could be a number of things. And then what I do is grab both, and then I do a 45 so that we have 4 identical areas. And then again, and then I'll drop it down to 15, and then we can't, so we have to manually do it to where we want it. And then if we grab, there we go. So now you'll have perfect inside of a building. Or you can do it a different way. You can try and do it so that you have the wall piece coming across. But the problem you'd have then is when you turn them, they're not on the same axis. All right. So to do a domed roof, I don't often do them because they're quite difficult to do. But what a lot of people will do will use individual pieces to do it. Now, one thing I will say about these up the top here, probably not all of them are needed, subject to how much is actually covered. Actually, all of it is needed. But then the cool thing is you can put like a, I don't know, I can't remember what it's called. It's a balcony. It's this. So if you grab this, and then we flip that so it's upright. Let me change it to, let's change it to the brown. Yeah. So what we could have done this on the, needs to be a bit darker. Could have put this on the actual structure itself. So same principle applies basically. So just turn it the whole way around, give it a little tweak, and then you got something to hold a chandelier up. And then what we could do is actually grab the chandelier. Where are they? Go with that one. It's fairly central to me. And then if we grab that, rotate that, and take that all the way up the top. Position it, and then you got your chandelier lit dome inside. How's that, Gary? The only downside to building those types of domes is that's not too bad actually. 179 pieces. I don't think that's too bad. Now what we could do is to save a few pieces, we could delete some of the top pieces so that this, because you're not seeing the difference there. Do you see what I mean? So if we delete one of those off each one, you're not, oh, you are, sorry. You are seeing the difference. So that's how you do a domed inside. From the exterior, it's the same kind of thing. But you have to be a little bit more finished with it. It's quite difficult to do an outside one. So that's that anyway. There you go. And I think at night time, there you go. So you get a good light from the chandelier in there actually. So that's all I did in the middle of the castle in Thunderland. That was kind of what I put in, but I put some more ornamental pieces in to to make it look a little bit more detailed, but it's a very, very simple, easy way of doing it once you kind of know how. The only difference is on the exterior. So imagine I didn't set this up to be an exterior piece, but you would trim, how can I put it? It's really hard to do a dome, and it takes a lot of pieces. So that's why I always try and do, I always try and do something like, let's try and recreate what we did in Space Mountain, for instance. So if we grab, let's just grab plaster pieces. We'll start with this. So if I put that on a 30-degree angle and copy that. Now the issue is with exteriors of the buildings is they do this again. So where was it on 45? Now down to 15. So we'll do a 30-degree. You always kind of want to have something to take the eye away from kind of the finished look. So what you're gonna have to do on the exterior, again, dependent on how you do the panels, is again, you got to line them up in the middle. And then small ones at the top, followed by slightly larger ones. I think this is how I did it. Or the other way of doing it is to have... No, I'm doing it right. So if we... Yeah, so if we do that, then we do that, then we do that. We'll get rid of that bit. So what we do is same simple process, straight across, fire it round. Now what you'll also notice, it doesn't line up correctly either, so you have to try and make it work. I don't think this is going to work. You have to kind of overlap them the best, the best that you can to make it look fluid, or you build it with the right size pieces, but then the problem is you are tripling up the amount of pieces you use. So that was how I built Space Mountain. The pieces didn't overlap so much because I didn't have so many uprights, but that's kind of a vague idea. But look at that interior, how lovely that is. So you could use that as a ceiling inside as well. The trick is trying to get that overlap correct. Now the way to do it is you need to build them in diagonal pieces. So that's to make it look really, really nice. Now the problem is with having the diagonal pieces is you're going to be running off this, so you're going to be putting them out, but then you're also going to be coming off this as well, so you're going to be using double the amount of pieces. Do you know what I mean? Just to make it look perfect. It's kind of why I don't do them that much. That alone, 144 pieces, that's not too bad, but if you had a, you know, down to here, I mean, Space Mountain was 2,000 pieces for that roof. So, and that was the kind of idea I went with them. I just tried to line these up a little bit better. That was all. But the way to do it properly would be to do it. So what you'd do is you get rid of these. You would copy paste that. You would then line that up. And then what you'd also do is then decide how many kind of join lines, I guess, that you'd want to do. And then what you'd do is you'd work off this one here and then cover it up, and then you'd copy it and then rotate it. So I don't want to spend too much time this evening doing that one because that does take time. But that shows how simple and easy it is to build a domed interior. I generally try not to do them on the exterior, but you're very welcome, Gary. But it gives you an idea anyway. So what we do need to do is some form of guttering. No. Eat these bits. You're more welcome, Gary. Always ask, buddy. If I know how to do it, I'll do it there and then, mate. It's absolutely cool. It's always nice to share, one would say. Yep. Blooming annoying. Sorry guys, I'm just trying to line this up. Well, I'd say an easy way of doing this, guys. Literally, if we do 1, 2, 3. Right. How can I can't copy and paste this now. This is all individual building now. Damn it. Or can I? I can actually. I can. How can I access? Turn that around. Is it a nice little look? Nothing major, it just looks like it's holding it up. Does the job. Just got to figure out what we're going to cover up these hideous things here with. Let's go for a little ride, see how it all looks. So welcome to the stream, guys. This is purely the entrance area to the new park that we're working on. If you guys know of Hollywood Studios in Florida, Disney, this kind of has a very similar kind of tram system through the central of the car park up to the entrance. It's kind of the vibe I'm kind of go for again. Just in this particular part, really. Feels quite cool. Quite liking that little awning we've produced. I think that looks quite nice. Simple and effective. Some barriers around. Does the job. What is cheese? Welcome to the stream, dude. I don't get building in this game. It's amazing to see how your builds are. Are there any tips that you would give? Persistence is key. If you get what I mean by that. Learn the game. Understand the game. Only because you like watching me, but listen to kind of what I say about how the game works and how to position your parks and everything. And all your rides throughout your parks, etc. It's always worth watching the live streams back. We've gone through that already in this stream today, just about how to lay a park out and bits and bobs. But loads of different ways to do it. But just try not to, you know, like this area here, don't use 10,000 pieces for it. You don't need to. There's no need for it. Use as big a pieces as possible. The game doesn't lag out. You get to concentrate other pieces on more important parts of the park. So that actually is looking pretty nifty, actually. Quite like that. If any of you guys have been to Hollywood Studios, how cool does that feel? That actually feels quite cool going on a tram with people walking beside, because the tram's full. There are 1,000,001 tips, if I'm honest with you. It's difficult to say what's... I mean, I've always said to people, practice, practice, practice. That's key. And even when you get to those points where you sit there like I do, looking at the screen, going, "Oh, why do I bother?" You know, have a break. I play sim racing as well, so I do a lot of sim racing, and that kind of takes me away from the being a bit stagnant in the way that I build sometimes. But one thing you'll understand with how I build is I never plan anything. I just kind of come up with the thought and I just literally start building it, and if it works, it stays. Kind of plan as I go, I guess, in that respect. But it's just using the shortcut keys on PC, if that's what you guys are on. If any of you guys are on console, please do invest in a $15.99 Logitech wireless keyboard and mouse for your Xbox or PlayStation, because it makes the game so much easier to play. And you're probably all sitting there going, nah, controller's easy. Trust me, the controls that you have to use on this game, it's so much easier on a keyboard from what I understand. So if any of you guys are on console and you want to build a bit quicker, make it a little bit less fiddly, do invest in a keyboard and mouse for your old console, because it will make a difference to how you build. Trust me, I couldn't imagine using an analog stick to try and move this axis tool that I love, as you can see. One thing I always try and do as well is as little copy and pasting as possible. I always try and build everything by eye, literally, piece by piece, as to the reason why they take so long to do. But the advantage to that is you get a more realistic look instead of a perfected look, I think is it, or perfected repeated look, if you know what I mean. Sometimes you can make it look too right, too perfect. And what I mean by that is, yes, buildings are meant to be that way. But what I mean is if you add that little angle in, sometimes it just breaks things up a bit. And it just makes it look a tiny, tiny bit more natural. In my eyes, anyway. Just like this flooring here. I could have quite easily just done 2 bits of barrier on each piece of concrete and tried to line it up, but it would have taken twice the time because you have to try and line up 2 things instead of 1 thing. Where here now I've got a complete circular finish to the barrier, and the eye is then detracted from this jagged edge of the concrete. And yes, I could have used 2 meter by 2 meter pieces, but you're then doubling up your piece count. And who's going to notice that that isn't round? Because the barrier takes the eye away from it. So again, it's little tricks that you do, or that I do, through the build process that just makes it that little bit more, I don't know, detailed, I guess everybody says. You'll see what I mean in just a second. But no, always ask away, guys. Always ask how I do things and stuff, advice, because that's kind of what I do the channel for, to help and inspire. That's what it's all about. Build a little community of us all. Share the builds, show the builds, enjoy the builds, and have a little laugh at the same time, guys. Right, so that's now done. So now I can raise the terrain. Why won't it raise the terrain? Brrr. Come on. There we go. That all looks quite nifty now. Actually, it's quite smart. I quite like that. We just need to hide these things. Or what to use apart from what I used in... There we go. So that blends them just a tad. Just 3 simple shapes, just covers it up, just gives it that tiny, tiny bit of detail. And covers all that up as well, so the majority of it anyway. That's the job. And then what we'll just quickly do with this. There you go. That's that all themed in now. Change the colours of the cars. Pause. Change that. That car. Bus car. To that. That. To that. Ooh. There it is. Go with the red cap. Cancel. Red cap. Driver colour. Red cap. There we go. Right, so we just need to change this one. Red cap, green shirt, white shorts. That's a job. Look at that. Totally transforms the look of it. Now that they're all covered up, so we've just got to figure out what we're going to do with these ones. Sip of juice. Sip of juice. Right. Can't quite remember. I did them in Thunderland, but I can't. Well, it gives it something. Makes it all cohesive, that's the main thing. So right, that's that done. So we've got around the back here to do. Along with what other part paving do we have? Nothing. But that up one. Right, so better crack on with the old let's just that's We will get around to more exciting bits in the next few live streams, guys. I kind of what I want to try and do is in this particular park, instead of doing a bit here, bit there, bit here, bit there, I want to try and finish the bits that I'm doing so that we get it done, basically, instead of sitting there for 3 months just touching up bits and bobs constantly. So I thought we'll try and get this done, and then we'll do the berm around the back here with the buildings, and then we'll come into the entrance area, and then we'll start with the park. So once we have a general layout feel, if you know what I mean, that'll then lead on to other things. So that's how I build, as you all know, or as you will get to know. Winging it all the time, guys. Hey, Caden, how are you, my man? You good? Started yet another part? What am I like? Hey? Well, we're just setting up all the infrastructure at the front basically at the moment, because it's going to be a heavily detailed park, but not as big as they have been in the past. So hopefully won't take over my life. I hope. We'll do what we always do, just wing it and build and see what comes of it, guys. Ready? There we go. I don't know at the moment. We're probably edging towards more like a studio park or something like that. But the rides will be underground instead of in hangars, just to save on piece count. But everything will coincide as always. But we've just set up a couple of subway entrances where the spawn points are into basically a tram ride. So if you imagine, I don't know, what do you call it? Oops. Hollywood Studios in Florida. It's pretty much where we're at in respect of how this is kind of set up, basically. Hey, JJ, how are you, dude? Are you good? Did you get to see your coaster in Magic Kingdom? So we're just starting a new park now. Just kind of sorting out all the car park infrastructure, and what I wanted to do was do something that I love at Disney, which is the tramways. So I kind of faked these in a way. I think I've got to do another stop here actually, so we'll do that now. 2 2 Interesting. So yeah, just a bit of fun really. I didn't exactly want to start another park, but I have, so we'll go with it. But these are just fake details. But what I'm trying to do here is make this as realistic as a possible park, basically. So yeah, see what happens. Yep, there's another tram stop. That works. Sweet. I just love to put myself on a kiddie coaster right now, to be honest with you. Any coaster would be nice. Just have a sense of thrill. I've got to move this as well. I'm not going to do parking lines. I'm just literally doing something like that with just a few parking lines, nothing major. A bit like Thunderland was the last one. Nothing major. Followed by trees all around here. And then we'll have just a couple of like, I don't know, I'll work the terrain up around here. Trees and stuff as you come in. Just make it I don't know. How can you put it? I mean, where are we at already? This is all done and we got 868 pieces. So that's not bad going for all that. That's not bad at all, actually. But I've got to cover up this. That looks cool. And I'll just burn up around the car parks with some trees, just literally like I did in the last part, really. But it's just trying to add another little element. What I wanted to do in Thunderland, the last park, was have a tram system or the cars going around. But because the way I did the bridge over the walkway to the entrance, the angle of it, you couldn't manipulate the track to go up and over the bridge without it looking odd. So to save on piece count, I just left it as it was, basically. But I think this will be cool because it's not going to be horrendously big. So that's pretty much going to be the area I'm going to be working with. But what you'll find is the rides will all be underground instead of massive kind of like buildings for them. Just to, again, save on piece count, improve the way the game will work. So it'll probably be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major rides, maybe. I don't know. No planning. Just playing, seeing what happens. In scenario mode at the moment. Just trying to lay everything out, make sure I've got a big enough area and so forth. But I just thought the subway kind of makes sense for the city. You get off the subway, jump on the tram, get off at the station, and then you come to the entrance. Even though you can't get on it over here. But it looks like it. It looks cool. I think it works. A few trees, a few barriers, a few supports. Sorted. I think what we're going to do here is grab... Doesn't really work, I don't think. Yeah, it just kind of looks quite cool, you know. Look at it there, and then you imagine just some kind of like buildings behind, whether that just be studio buildings or whatever, and then you'll have the entrance off to the right here. It's going to have some good views, and then you're going to have this bermed off with trees, so your sight lines are going to be here, basically this whole area here. So yeah, it should look good. I just messed around with the layout the other night. I may not even do the lake in the middle. I was just trying to work out how I'd want to lay the park out. Whether or not I'm going to be this uniformative, I'm not too sure. All right, buddy. What's up? Doggos come say hello. So yeah, it's what I was thinking here was just to do like I don't know, office block, just the wall basically. You know, of buildings maybe. I don't know, just to coincide with that a little bit. But yeah, it's getting there. It's working. Looking all right. Half the dogs in. What's up? 2 seconds, guys. Just put you on a tram. Yeah, work's going well, mate. Nights, as you can tell, it's now 20 past 12 in the evening. Last night I went to bed and I could not sleep all evening till about 4:30 in the morning. So it's the body's getting there. So yeah, things are starting to job's all right. It's basically just refilling shelves all night long, which is absolutely fine. You crack on with it. No one bothers you. Get the job done. Clock in, clock out. Simple. Yeah, no, they're actually a lot of them are really nice people. It's not like the other places I've worked where it has been extremely toxic an atmosphere and it's unbearable at times. It really, really is. Um, but no, quite enjoyable at the moment. I was absolutely shattered the other night the other morning when I got in. Um, and basically I'm doing all the fruit produce aisles. So all your melons, grapes, strawberries, you name it. And when you have a full box of melons and you're trying to lift them up to about, I don't know, 5.5 foot onto the top shelf, it works the tummy muscles. So yeah, I'm gonna be a fit old boy soon, hopefully. But yeah, definitely took it out of me the first week. So I'm on a 4-day week this week, which is nice. So they've already upped me hours, which is good. Yeah, not really much else to say. Does the job. Why aren't you clicking onto that? Come on. Yeah, it's getting there, mate. It'll definitely get there. What I'm going to do, I do not know. So, same as always. See what happens. Starting school back up, looking around, so it fits the schedule. Got enough coin and gold. Oh, interesting. There you go. Right, that's that sorted. Is that done? Does that look alright? Or I have to look alright? It looks better than that. I'm just wondering, is there a... Do we actually have tarmac in the game? Can't remember. Is it road? Is there a road? No, there's not, is there? I don't think there is. Didn't think so. Um, I think that ceiling looks pretty sweet, actually, and that works quite well. So pause. Right, light-wise, I think. What's going on here? I think I'm just going to do the huge, which will be this one. Feeling you can do it like that, and the bracket doesn't show through. I don't know, mate. I think they're fools if they don't, but I think they need to make sure that how can I put it? That they listen to the community, really. Instead of just doing it, I think they need to see where they went wrong with this game. You know, I'd be happy with just a refresh of this. Make it work better. That's, you know, update the coasters, update a load of scenery, have the game run on a different engine, you know. Give it what it's always needed instead of just having a number 2 in the most polite way. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I think whatever Saddam Wolf is doing at the moment is creating a bit of a stir. I don't think Gamescom is until next week when we'll find out what they're actually going to be talking about. So yeah, we'll find out whatever their big release is going to be. But who knows? Who knows what it's going to be? I think, to be honest with you, just a whole new game engine. They need to do it on Unreal 5. They need to get it right. I mean, you could just transfer this across and amend it. You know, I know there's a lot more to it than just that, but you know, every day I open this game, and this is a new game to me. And I've said this many a time before, that you can look at one single piece but use it in 100, 200, 300,000, 500,000 different ways. And that's why the game is never old to me, because you can use things in so many different ways and create so many different forms, features. You know, I've been looking on the workshop now for a week and a half trying to work on this blueprint park that I'm trying to build. And there's so many blueprints and so many good blueprints, but every single one is different. You know, it's insane. And that's what I love about the game. Like, has anyone built this? No. This is all brand new. So the game is brand new again. You know, people are going to walk in, see this and go, wow, I've never seen this before, or whatever their reaction will be. But it's just something a little bit different. But it adds so much more to what this is going to be. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe I'm chatting out my backside. Why can't I get that there? What is going on here? One picture. Right. Okay. So what I was going to do was build a similar entrance style to the Studios Park in thingy. I think I might do that at the actual entrance and just create something out the front here, make it more of an open area. I think that's what we'll do. So, okay, how do I want to do this? I want to use what bits? The piece count killer this is. I'm just looking at it now thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How sad is that? Oh, dearie me. Okay, well let's have a little look. Let's have a little look see to how we can hopefully make a similar entrance area. We'll find out next week, won't we? What if there is going to be, well, if there's going to be anything in the next year or two. But who knows? Who knows? You know. I'm just trying to think of what to use here. This is kind of like a shiny material. So my question is do I go with wherever the color panels are? Where are they? There they are. So do we go with that? And then I can I separate the colors? What can we do there? We can do a 2. See, they're too thick. That's a shame. Because what we could have done was red could have been the blue, the purple could have been the blue, the blue could have been the blue, which then gives it, but then it's got that tin. Oh, what do we use? What do we use, guys? What do we use? So let's just go with concrete wall, smooth concrete wall. We can color. Can we color that? Can color that. How does that look? See, the problem is they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different colors of this blue going up the building. And what I mean by this is if I now go to basic shapes and just grab, will that do? What will that do? It's too big. So this is the other issue we have is these are too small for what we need to achieve. So now that actually wants to be a bit lighter. Needs to go to the top of there. So then what we need to do is find a small round piece. That one. And then we need to go for a more darker color again. 2. Dark color again. Dark again. So that's kind of the look they're going for. Apart from that one, it's the same color as the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 plus layering the walls. Because what you're then going to have is an upstand piece. Which is going to sit there and come out here. Which will be... Then you have... then you have that. And then they have problem is I don't think you can get that dark. Oh no, I can. Okay. Can I get it the same? Pretty much. It's not bad. Okay. So weird. Right, okay, so we need to lower that. Right. Question is, how am I going to colour these bits in with the smallest piece count possible? Right, okay. I wouldn't I wouldn't have said that, to be honest, but again, it's I mean, uh, this is the only map I'm actually using for its backdrop, to be honest with you. All the other maps, when you're inside my park, you can't see out of them, so you don't really have to worry too much about them, if that's what you mean, courtside. But again, it's really all down to how you want to play the game, I guess. Um, the question is, do I want to have... As I always say, just build to what the game allows you to do, if you know what I mean. I get on alright with that philosophy. Some pretty crazy things. Actually looks quite nice, that. Only one thing. Just that top section. Just wondering how I can... Sorry guys, I'm just trying to find something. I'm going to see if the turnstiles in the theme maker toolkit will cover up these beasts, basically. And I also want a staff only site. Oh, that's quite nice actually, and then we'll just box those in. Coolio. That's that done. So we don't need that one. So is that number? Yes. Don't need. Is that one any better? No. I would have thought that those arrows would have lit up. Bear with me, guys. I'm just trying to find a couple of theme maker toolkit pieces. Just want to find like an electric box or something just to kind of put up the top corner here. Mostly ride boxes, you see, so it's pain. I've got one anyway. Let's try that. Right, guys, just looking for some smaller bits of cable. What's this? Electric box curved cable. Let's try that. Might have no ride operator thing. Okay. Do the usual. So big. Right. Think that does that. Right. Why? What? What? Why? Why? What's obstructed? Oh, it's the shop. Empty. Sorry guys if you've been written up. No comments. Okay. Right. So that looks pretty decent. Do need is Looking like a pretty nifty entrance now. It's coming along. Wish we didn't have these things hanging out. Bit of an annoyance. So why didn't that copy across? Excuse me. So am I. I'm enjoying it. It's gonna pop in a minute, guys. Excuse me. I guess we've got to name it, guys, haven't we? Would I be going back on myself if I called it Thunderland Studios or something like that again? I don't know. That's good, though. I wonder how many pieces it was. 688, crikey, just for the entrance. But it's worth it in this instance. I think that looks pretty neat. Right. Okay. With all the pigeons. Right then, guys. So we've actually made quite a bit of progress today. We now have an entrance plaza, or an entrance gate, should we say. And we have now finished, well, not finished, but 99% done the tramway. So that's all done now. And good, apart from that bit of track. Yep. Looking good. What do you reckon, guys? I like that. I think that does the job quite well. And I think this entrance area looks pretty neat as well. I think we just need a couple of strips or something through this top section. Just to give it that little bit of a touch. 3.9, that'll do. That's a bit better. That's better. Right then, guys, I think that's going to pretty much wrap up the stream this evening. Just because I got to have a think about what I'm going to do next, really. I'm glad we got that done. It is quite a few bits, but it's a pretty epic entrance plaza, to be honest with you. I quite like that. And if you have a quick look at Disney's Hollywood Studios in Florida, the entrance, that's kind of what it's based on, guys. So I hope you can see the similarities with it, apart from the Planet Coaster flags. But yeah. And it looks alright at night time as well. Obviously, once we get more around it and so forth, it'll be more single vision. You'll be looking down the center there at whatever else is behind it as well. But I think it looks pretty neat. It's got that vibe. So yeah, there we go, guys. That's quite a cool little entrance gate area, actually. I like that. Works well. And then we got the tram done as well, and all the lighting under here, which works really well. We've done some support kind of structure at the top here just to keep the awning up. So it adds that element of realism. And then you got the tram going through the car park. So yeah, it's a good start to the build. But there we are, guys. Let's get in there. Let's get in there. Probably at 3,000 pieces already. Only 1,600. Half that. That's good. Cool. Well, guys, I just want to say thank you for watching the stream. Thank you for sticking with me. I know it's always nice when you start a park because it actually becomes quite entertaining because of the items that you're putting in. It's all new, it's all fresh, and you know you haven't been looking at it for a year. And I think that's quite a nice little start. I like the graded colours. I think that works well. The screens work well, the turnstiles. I think that's actually a pretty smart looking entrance, actually. I quite like that. So yeah, I'm glad it turned out all right. But guys, thank you for joining. It is appreciated. All the new subscribers, thank you very much for your sub. And the only thing I will ever ask of anybody is please do give that like a smash, guys. If you've enjoyed the build and the video today and want to see more in the future, hit that notification icon. It'd be very much appreciated. But for now, guys, I'm going to sign off. So I will leave it there. Thank you very much for joining. I can't promise you what the next episode will be, but it'll probably be pretty much finishing the front off area here and making headway into the main street area and go from there, guys. So thank you again. Catch you all soon. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, sleep, wherever you are in the world, guys. I shall catch you all very, very soon. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye.